To set the record straight, Zinedine Zidane's absolute apex as a player occurred entirely during a magical 3-week window in the summer of 2000. The conventional narrative credits the 1998 World Cup for his rise. Scoring 2 headers against Brazil in the final secured his global superstar status and won him the Ballon d'Or by a massive margin. Statistical reality tells a different story. Outside that final, his impact was largely average, and his tournament was marred by a red card for stamping on an opponent during the group stage. By the start of the new millennium, Zidane's legendary aura and global reputation had outpaced his actual game-by-game consistency. This struggle followed him back to Juventus. He suffered a severe post-World Cup hangover that blighted his form across 2 entire seasons. His attacking production plummeted. In the 1998-1999 campaign, he managed just 2 goals across 40 games, his lowest senior tally. Juventus ownership grew critical, with Agnelli remarking he had become more fun than useful, disappearing in away trips to lesser clubs. Euro 2000 arrived as a mandatory proving ground to determine if Zidane was an all-time great or merely an inconsistent big-game merchant. The tournament, co-hosted by Belgium and the Netherlands, shifted how international football was played. Tactically, Euro 2000 moved away from the defensive, dour style that characterized tournaments in the mid-90s. This chart shows the shift. Euro 2000 saw an average of 2.74 goals per game, the highest average of the entire 16-team era. This hyper-attacking environment perfectly suited the traditional number 10 playmaker role. The competition was elite. Legendary playmakers like Francesco Totti, the brilliant Dennis Bergkamp, and Manuel Rui Costa were all performing at their peaks. France's performance reflected Zidane's importance. Their only loss of the tournament came against the Netherlands, the one game where Zidane was rested. While he shared the pitch with a generation of legendary playmakers, the match results alone indicate that Zidane maintained a level of unprecedented influence that his rivals simply could not match. In the knockout stages, he took over. It began in the quarterfinal against Spain. Zidane decided the match with a perfectly placed winning free kick. To put that technical feat in context, that strike remains the last direct free kick scored in the knockout rounds of a European Championship. He followed this by facing Portugal's golden generation in the semifinal. Across 120 grueling minutes, he utilized his full repertoire of stepovers and feints, neutralizing the Portuguese midfield entirely. The defining sequence of his career began when he controlled a long diagonal pass from Emmanuel Petit on his chest while running at full speed. Immediately upon landing, he contorted his body to angle across to Sylvain Wiltord on the edge of the box. These back-to-back performances in the knockout rounds provided definitive proof of his technical control. In the final against Italy, the Italians were so wary of his influence that they committed 2 defenders to marking him at all times. Despite this pressure, he dictated the tempo, keeping France's attacking rhythm alive even after Italy took the lead. After a last-minute equalizer, France secured the championship through David Trezeguet's historic golden goal. The victory made France the first team in history to win the European Championship while reigning as world champions. For his consistent performance throughout the bracket, UEFA officially named Zidane the player of the tournament. Zidane's performance across these 3 weeks remains the definitive example of a playmaker maintaining technical dominance throughout a high-stakes international tournament.